Picture this: Max Verstappen, the relentless force on the Formula One circuit, cutting through the track like a knife through water, his intense focus evident even through the helmet. In these moments, he's more than just a driver, he's an artist, crafting the future of motorsport in every daring maneuver. Verstappen is a name that doesn't just ring out in today's world, but seems etched for future generations. And as the roaring engines echo across the grandstands, it's clear Max is redefining the rules of what it means to be a champion, not only with victories, but with his unapologetic tenacity. Let's peel back the curtain on the man behind the wheel and explore the forces that shaped his journey into racing greatness. Imagine the whispers in the paddocks during the 1990s as Jos Verstappen and Michael Schumacher took their places on the Benetton team. While Schumacher soared to legendary status, Jos crafted his path, instilling his passion and insights in his young son. It wasn't just the race weekends, but also the late-night debriefs, the early morning karting sessions, and the garage discussions where little Max learned the language of racing. And it was in the shadows of these towering names that Max's understanding of racing as a heritage, as a discipline, took root. His mother, Sophie Kumpen, had her own remarkable racing legacy, adding a nuanced balance to Max's foundation. Racing, for Max, wasn't just a family pastime, it was a calling, layered with history and potential. Think of this, a teenager not even eligible for a driver's license making his Formula One debut. The grandiosity of F1, with its seasoned veterans, had rarely seen someone so young. And yet, at 17, Max didn't just enter the sport, he disrupted it. Critics questioned his readiness, even suggesting his lack of maturity would be his downfall. But for Max, this debut was a testament to his relentless pursuit. He had trained not to compete, but to conquer. His rookie season with Toro Rosso was an education under the global spotlight, pushing him to showcase instincts and daring that rivaled drivers a decade older. Each lap was a battle against skepticism, and every overtake, a declaration that he wasn't there to learn, he was there to win. Max's early years saw him navigating the winding roads of Europe, often miles away from home, entrenched in karting's highly competitive world. Imagine a young Max, miles from his friends, away from typical teenage experiences, dedicating every waking moment to the craft of racing. This wasn't a hobby, but a life molded through intensive training, with his father pushing him beyond limits. Unlike others who balanced school with racing, Max's school was the track. His lessons were about grit, tyre grip, and split-second decisions. The commitment was exhausting, grueling, but Max embraced it. Those years forged his resilience and mental toughness, preparing him for the grueling world of F1 long before he even set foot in the paddock. In Formula One, rivalries are fuel, and for Max, the contest with Lewis Hamilton became one of the most gripping narratives in recent history. Picture Silverstone, 2021. Two champions colliding at breakneck speeds, one veering into the barriers. It was a modern-day duel with stakes beyond titles. There was pride, national fervour, and personal honour on the line. Each clash wasn't just a battle of speed, but of resilience, as Max's rivalry with Hamilton pushed him to an intensity that fans hadn't seen since the days of Senna and Prost. Abu Dhabi, with that unforgettable last-lap showdown, turned into a masterclass in both skill and willpower. It wasn't merely a win for Max, but a validation of his relentless drive to prove himself against the best. Rain, fog, and chaos, all present during the unforgettable 2016 Brazilian Grand Prix, where Max's deft skill became legend. Picture the scene, an almost impossible track, drivers struggling to stay on course. But Max, with his aggressive karting instincts, soared from 14th to 3rd in a display of sheer will and audacity. This year, he won the Brazilian Grand Prix starting from 17th place. His overtakes are not simply about moving up a position, they're a study in timing, precision, and calculated risk. Each move on the track is a chess match, with Max often playing 2 or 3 moves ahead. His style, simultaneously smooth and ferocious, has become his signature, turning every race into a stage where he executes maneuvers that make even the most seasoned drivers hold their breath. For Max, racing doesn't end when he steps out of the car, it continues in the virtual world. Sim racing isn't just a diversion, it's a critical part of his training regimen. In the digital space where milliseconds matter, Max refines his reflexes, and hones his understanding of car dynamics. He races with the same intensity against online competitors as he does on real tracks, blurring the lines between virtual and reality. Max uses these simulations to experiment, push boundaries, and expand his racing intellect. Sim racing lets him keep sharp, whether he's battling through technical circuits or practicing overtakes, all without a single drop of fuel burned. Imagine this. After the exhilaration of a win, when others might celebrate, Max finds himself back in the paddock, analysing telemetry, revisiting every fraction of a second. He's never content, never fully satisfied. For Max, each race is a classroom, each lap a lesson. This intense scrutiny of his own performance is rare, the mark of a driver intent on not just winning, but perfecting his craft. Every post-race debrief is filled with questions. How he could shave milliseconds off his time, where he might have made fewer errors. Max's commitment to self-improvement isn't about ego, but about crafting a legacy that pushes the boundaries of what an F1 driver can be. F1 demands as much from the mind as it does from the body, and Max's mental fortitude has been forged under intense pressure. Silverstone 2021 was not just a crash, it was a turning point that would test his resolve. Lesser drivers might have faltered after such an incident, but Max emerged with steely determination. His ability to channel setbacks into a relentless focus on the future speaks to his mental resilience, a quality as critical to his success as his skill behind the wheel. He has learned to silence the noise, to shut out the clamour of controversy, and to face each race with unbreakable focus. Think of the sea of orange, the flags, the jerseys, the thunderous chants. It's not just a crowd, but an army, a mass of loyal followers who live and breathe each race alongside Max. The Orange Army doesn't just support from afar, they embody a movement. In every cheer and every flag waved, Max draws strength from this unbreakable bond. For him, it's a connection that transcends racing. It's about a shared pride, a sense of belonging that's as fierce as his drive to win. Fans don't just see him as a driver, they see him as a representative of their spirit, determination, and national pride. Max's pursuit of legacy is a vision larger than the podium, a determination to redefine the sport itself. He dreams of pushing the limits of Formula One, of evolving it into an arena where raw skill and bold innovation are celebrated. Titles are milestones, but for Max, the true victory lies in creating a style and approach to racing that inspires the next generation. His vision extends beyond his own success. It's about elevating Formula One, leaving behind a blueprint for others who will dare to chase his records. As the story concludes, you can almost feel the weight Max carries with him, the legacy of a family, the pride of a nation, and the expectations of an army of fans. Every lap, every race, every championship is a step in his journey to etch his name into the annals of sports history. Max's story is one of resilience, ambition, and unyielding resolve. He's a driver, yes, but also an icon, a testament to what's possible when talent meets unrelenting drive. And as the lights go out on this chapter, one thing is clear: Max Verstappen's legacy has only just begun. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe to our channel for more exclusive insights and incredible stories from the world of Max Verstappen and Formula One. Hit that subscribe button and join us for more Beyond Verstappen.